The mirror that shows you every face you'll ever wear, and the last one that isn't yours. My name is Emma Carter. I'm 29 years old, and I've always been fascinated by mirrors. Not in a vain way, I'm not obsessed with my reflection, but there's something about them that always felt alive. As a child, I'd spend hours staring into the bathroom mirror, convinced that if I looked long enough, I'd catch it doing something it shouldn't. Maybe it was the way light seemed to bend at the edges, or how my reflection sometimes felt a fraction slower than me. I grew out of that phase, or so I thought, until March 7th, 2026. I live in a small century-old house in Portland, Oregon, the kind with creaky floors and windows that rattle in the wind. It's charming but not luxurious, and it came with quirks like the full-length antique mirror in the upstairs hallway. It was there when I moved in 2 years ago, heavy and ornate, its frame carved with intricate vines and flowers that looked almost too lifelike. The glass was slightly cloudy, with a faint greenish tint, and it had a weight to it. Not just physically, but emotionally. Standing in front of it felt like being watched, though I chalked that up to my imagination. On that March evening, I was getting ready for a date, my first in months, after a string of bad relationships. I stood in front of the hallway mirror, adjusting my earrings, when I noticed something off. My reflection was smiling. I wasn't. It wasn't a big smile, just a subtle curve of the lips, but it was unmistakable. I froze, staring into my own eyes, which were my eyes, but somehow not. They were brighter, sharper, like they saw more than I did. I stepped back, heart pounding, and the smile faded. My reflection matched me again. I laughed it off. Nerves, I told myself. The date went fine, and I forgot about the mirror for a few days, till March 10th. I was brushing my hair in front of it when my reflection aged. It's not dramatically, just enough to notice. Fine lines around my eyes, a slight gray streak in my hair, my posture a bit more tired. I was 29, but the woman in the mirror looked closer to 40. I blinked, and she was gone. Back to me, 29. No lines, no gray. I touched my face, checked my hair. Nothing. I called my best friend Sarah, who laughed and suggested I was stressed. Mirrors don't lie, Emma, but your brain might, she said. I wanted to believe her, but that night I covered the mirror with a sheet. It felt safer. The next morning, the sheet was on the floor. The mirror was uncovered, and my reflection wasn't me. It was me, but older. Much older. Maybe 60. Wrinkled skin, white hair pulled into a bun, eyes still sharp but heavy with time. She wore a dress I didn't own, a deep blue one with lace at the collar. She didn't smile or move. She just stared back, mirroring my every motion, but with decades more weight. I screamed and ran downstairs. When I returned an hour later, the mirror showed me again. 29 normal. I wanted to smash it, but something stopped me. Curiosity, maybe, or fear. Instead, I started documenting it. I set up a camera to record the mirror 24/7, kept a journal, and spent hours researching online. I found nothing at first, just urban legends about cursed mirrors or haunted antiques. But deep in a forum buried on the dark web, found a thread titled "The Faces in the Glass." People described mirrors like mine, old and heavy, showing reflections that weren't their own. Not ghosts, they said, but versions, futures, pasts, lives they hadn't lived yet, door ones they'd already lost. The thread warned, "Don't trust the last face. It's not yours." I kept watching the mirror. Over the next weeks, it showed me more faces. Me at 35, laughing, a wedding ring on my finger, a scar on my cheek I don't have yet. Me at 42, exhausted, holding a baby that looked like me, dark circles under my eyes, but a fierce love in them. Me at 50, successful, in a tailored suit, standing in an office I didn't recognize, confidence radiating. Each face was me, but not me. They moved with me, mimicked my gestures, but their expressions were their own. Sometimes they smiled when I didn't. Sometimes they cried. Once, the 50-year-old me mouthed words I couldn't hear, her eyes desperate, like she was trying to warn me. The camera caught nothing, just me. Always me, no matter what I saw. The recording showed a 29-year-old woman staring at her own reflection. No changes, no other faces. By April, the mirror started showing me daily. Every morning, a new face. Some were beautiful me at 38, radiant, standing in a garden I didn't know. Some were terrifying me at 45, gaunt, hollow-eyed, like I'd survived something unspeakable. The faces came faster, overlapping, blending. One day I'd see a young mother, the next a grieving widow, the next a woman who looked like she'd conquered the world. They were all me, all possible, all real in some way I couldn't grasp. I stopped leaving the house. I was obsessed. The mirror was telling a story, my story, in fragments, across lives I hadn't chosen yet. I started talking to the reflections, asking questions. Who are you? What happened to you? How do I avoid this? They never answered, but their eyes held answers I was too afraid to understand. On May 1st, the mirror showed me something new. Not a face, but a place. A room I didn't recognize, with stone walls and a single window letting in pale gray light. My reflection stood there, 29, wearing my clothes, but the background wasn't my hallway. It was that room. She beckoned me closer, her hand reaching toward the glass. I didn't move. She pressed her palm against the mirror, and for a moment, I felt warmth, like the glass was alive. Then she was gone, and I was back in my hallway. The next day, the mirror showed the same room, but I was older, maybe 70. White hair, frail, but calm. She sat in a chair by the window, reading a book I couldn't see. She looked up, smiled, and closed the book. I touched it, and my hand felt nothing. No glass, no frame, just empty air. I pulled back, heart racing, and the mirror returned, showing me again 29, shaking. I moved out the next week, left the mirror behind. Rented a new apartment across town, modern, no antiques, no history. I avoided reflective surfaces, covered my bathroom mirror with paint, used my phone camera only when necessary. Life returned to normal, or as close as it could. I went back to work, started dating again, laughed with friends. The mirror was a bad dream, a stress-induced hallucination, till July 15th. I was at a friend's house for a barbecue. They had a mirror in their guest bathroom. A simple one. Nothing like the antique. I washed my hands, avoided looking up, but caught a glimpse. It wasn't me. It was me at 80, face lined with wisdom, eyes kind but tired. She wore a hospital gown. Machines beeped faintly in the background. She reached out, not to the glass, but through it, her hand crossing the boundary into my world. I stumbled back, knocking over a soap dispenser. The reflection snapped back to me, 29, terrified. I fled the party. The faces followed. Every mirror now. Store windows, car side mirrors, polished silverware, puddles on the street. Me at 33, scarred but strong. Me at 47, broken but healing. Me at 65, serene, standing by an ocean I've never visited. And then on August 1st, the last face. It wasn't me. It was a woman, ageless, her features shifting. In one moment my eyes, the next my mother's nose, then a stranger's mouth. Her skin shimmered like liquid silver, her eyes black voids that held every color at once. She didn't mimic me. She stood still, watching while I moved. Her lips parted and a voice came from everywhere my head, the walls, the air. "You've seen them all," she said. "Every face you'll wear, every life you'll live. The mirror is the library. The faces are the books. You are the story." "What are you?" I whispered. "I am the one who reads," she said, "and the one who writes. The last face is mine. When you wear it, you join me. When the story ends." October 31st, 2026, 3:33 a.m. I ran, smashed every mirror I owned, moved again to a cabin in the woods with no glass, no reflections. I thought I could escape, but the faces are in my dreams now, every night a new one. Me at 30, celebrating a promotion. Me at 55, mourning a loss. Me at 90, content, surrounded by family I don't have yet. Always at the end, the last face, not mine, hers. It's October 30th, 2026 as I write this. Tomorrow is the day. 3:33 a.m. I don't know what the choice is. To join her, to become the last face, or to refuse and lose every face I've seen, every life I could live. The mirror is gone, but I feel it. In every surface, in every shadow, my own eyes when I catch them in the water of a glass. The faces are all me, but they're also hers. It's been collecting them. Every reflection, every life, every story. The mirror was just the window. She's the room, and I'm already inside. Check your mirrors. Look closely. Do you see yourself or someone else? A face you haven't worn yet, or one that isn't yours? The mirror is watching. The story is writing itself. The last face is waiting. For me. For you. For everyone. It's 3:33 a.m. on October 31st, 2026. The library is open. The book is you. And the last page is her.